Covering Flint, Saginaw, and Bay City, this is ABC12 News at 6.
Well, here in mid-Michigan, we are no stranger to severe winter weather. From snow to sleet and ice, we've seen it all.
But an incoming storm is shaping up to be pretty bad. The impact ranging from inconvenient to potentially dangerous. Overnight, rain is expected to transition to freezing rain, sleet, ice, and snow. What you see is going to depend on where you live.
And tonight, we want to make sure that you are prepared as possible. Our team of experienced reporters is covering all angles for you, from power outages to road conditions and what you should have stocked in your kitchen.
We'll check in live with all of them in just a few minutes. But first, we're going to turn to Chief Meteorologist J.R. Kurtek, who has been here all day long tracking this storm, and he's been warning us about it all week long.
Absolutely. And it's looking like this is going to be an all-day event, J.R.
Oh, yeah. This is going to kick in as we head through the wee hours of our Saturday. That's when all the advisories and warnings kick into effect, and it's going to continue on right on through Saturday night. So a long duration event, no doubt about it. That's going to lead to flooding along the Lake Huron and Saginaw Bay shorelines. It's also going to increase the risk of power outages elsewhere. Your complete forecast is coming up.
Well, now the National Weather Service is calling the system a potentially historic ice storm. Some parts of the area could see 3/4 of an inch of ice or more. That's bad news for power lines and trees. Our Kevin Goff is live in Flint. And Kevin, there's a possibility if you leave your house this weekend, you're going to see some fallen trees outside on the roads.
Oh, absolutely, Matt. There's a high likelihood of that happening. The predicted amount of ice combined with a strong gusty wind could mean trouble. A powerful winter storm threatens to topple tree branches all across mid-Michigan.
We could have severe damage from if we have an ice load on the trees. We get the temperatures in the high 20s. The ice will build up really quick.
Not all trees are alike, so some may handle the storm better.
Most trees are going to handle the ice fairly well. Now you do have your more brittle trees that'll break easier, your cottonwoods, your Siberian elms, box elders.
High wind will also play a factor.
You're changing the load of the weight of the limbs themselves, and then when you add the wind in there, you could see some more branches falling.
Evergreens will be especially at risk due to their shallow root structure. Shrubs too, especially if they're not well protected. And Owen says that a storm like this could keep him busy well into the summer. Live in Flint, Kevin Goff, ABC 12 News.
And all of this ice could also mean outages in mid-Michigan. Consumers Energy and DTE are the main providers in our area. Both offer online maps, as you can see right here. They track which areas do and do not have power, along with when the lights should be back on. We have links to both websites up on ABC12.com. Consumers Energy customers can also sign up for power outage alerts and estimated restoration times. Just text REG, R-E-G, to 232273. or head to consumersenergy.com/alerts. DTE customers can download a mobile app that gives similar information. It's available in both Apple and Google Play stores. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to get our ABC 12 weather app. If the power goes out and you can't catch us on TV, you can still get up-to-the-minute weather alerts there.
With the possibility of power outages, generators are a good option to keep the lights on, but they can be dangerous as well. The most important thing you can do is keep it outside. Experts say leaving your generator in the garage is not safe. If there is not enough air circulation, carbon monoxide poisoning can happen. So make sure your CO detectors are plugged in with a battery backup. Also, if you're afraid your generator will get stolen, you can chain it to a fence or a tree. People will also be turning to space heaters as a way to stay warm. But Ann, you caught up with the Burton Fire Chief. He says you need to be careful with these as well.
Yes, Chief Kirk Wilkinson considers space heaters a fire hazard. So he says if you do plan to use one over the weekend, remember the 3 feet rule. Keep the space heater 3 feet away from everything because they can easily catch something on fire. So if it's near a window, make sure the space heater isn't near a curtain. Don't put it too close to any furniture, and have the space heater on a hard surface versus on the carpet.
Keep it on a surface where it's not going to tip over. A lot of space heaters now have automatic shutoffs. If they tip over, they'll shut off. But if you're using an older space heater or one that doesn't have that technology in it, and it tips over, that could create a problem.
And the chief says if the power does go out and you're using a generator, hook it up to the important things. Make sure you're running the necessary items off of it, like a refrigerator. He suggests not even thinking about a space heater if the power goes out. For now, live in Genesee County, I'm Ann Perrette, ABC 12 News.
Now, we know this is a lot of information to digest, but it is best to know sooner rather than later. So if you'd like to learn more or read it over again, you can find all of these stories right on our website, abc12.com.
We turn now to the Saginaw Bay as our team coverage of this winter storm continues.
If it rains a lot, if we get 20-mile-an-hour winds, this whole area and around my whole house gets flooded.
Twice we were underwater. I mean, we had the fire department coming and knocking if we needed help getting out.
People who live at Winona Beach Estates in Bay County are preparing for potential flooding. This has happened to this neighborhood in the past, and unfortunately, with the record high lake levels we're seeing right now, it's possible flooding will happen again. In Tuscola County tonight, the sheriff's office is offering up free sandbags for people to use. While they're older, the department says they're in good shape. Contact jail staff at the number on your screen to see if you can grab some. Sand is not included. And turning now to a look at our outage map right here in the Bay County area. While the Saginaw River doesn't seem high, that could change. Meteorologist Brad Sugden explains how current lake levels could impact flooding.
Another major problem we're tracking is the high water levels. Lake Huron just set a record for January, coming in at 3 inches above the previous record high. That's 37 inches above average. Likewise on Lake Michigan. And then, of course, we have to worry about Lake Erie as well. Very high water across the entire Great Lakes Basin. Now, in terms of what we're expecting, well, the water level is not going to drop a whole lot. So that means that high water is in place. It'll be in place for some time. Some almost 5 feet above the record low level was just a little while ago. But the key point to take away is we are 3 inches above a record for January. Lakeshore flood warning is in place for the storm coming in for the weekend. We're going to have a lot of water piling up the Saginaw Bay as well as the northeastern facing shorelines. Some of these wind gusts will be 50 miles per hour and they will just be carrying that water on in. We'll have an update for you coming up.
All right, thank you, Brad. Coming up in just a few minutes, some precautions you can take if you live in an area that's prone to flooding.
And if you have plans tomorrow, we urge you to reschedule and stay home. And also, too, there are some events that have been canceled
They're coming in
ahead of time. So be sure to check if you have an event tomorrow. This potentially historic ice storm moving in means that the roads will be slick if you have to go out in four-wheel drive. Well, it won't help since you won't have any traction.
That's right. And if you do have to leave home, take it slow and don't crowd snow plows. Also, download our ABC12 weather app so you will have access to video updates from our First Alert weather team as things change.
This also serves as a reminder to make sure your phone is charged in case you need to call for help.
Still to come on ABC 12 News at 6, hoping for the best but preparing for the worst.
We check in with the Mid-Michigan Road Commission ahead of tonight's storm, the new technology they're using to keep track of plows.
Continuing our team coverage of what's shaping up to be a massive winter storm now. Snow, ice, and strong winds are all possible depending where you live.
It is our first major weather event of 2020. We want to make sure you have all the tools to keep your family safe.
Let's check back in now with Chief Meteorologist J.R. Kurtek. So, JR, we are starting to see a drizzle, some rain out there right now, but ice storms and winter storm warnings will kick in less than 24 hours?
That's right. All of the advisories and warnings will be kicking in at about 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. And once we see those that kick in, they'll be in effect for a good 24 hours. In fact, right on through Sunday morning across mid-Michigan. Temperatures today topping out near the 50-degree mark, as a matter of fact. And it looks like we'll take the better part of the night before we see readings settling back to around freezing. And that's when some pretty hefty rains moving in our general direction will be changing over to all of that other stuff. Snow to the north, freezing rain and sleet elsewhere across mid-Michigan with the strong winds. Your full forecast coming up.
All right, JR, and for people who live in areas prone to flooding, MSP has released a checklist of some things that you should do right now.
First, create an emergency preparedness kit with a 72-hour supply of water, including 3 gallons per person. Put important documents and valuables in a waterproof container on the top floor of your home.
Also, double check your sump pump to make sure it is working properly and make sure storm drains are clear of debris.
Coming up next, our team coverage continues with a live report from the Mundy Township Mire.
The items you should grab if you're staying home to ride out the storm. Continuing our team coverage of the incoming winter weather, where it's the calm before the storm for many road crews out there all across mid-Michigan. They are gearing up for what's expected to be a pretty busy weekend.
Well, you are encouraged to stay home if possible. If you do have to drive, be sure to give snow plows and salt trucks enough room to do their work.
Let's check in now with our Rebecca Trilch. She is live in Saginaw County from the Road Commission there.
And Rebecca, tracking plow progress is going to be a little more high-tech this weekend.
Yeah, Angie, since 2009, the county has had some type of computerized plow locator system for people at home to use. But that new old version had limitations. The new version is officially up and running just in time for the weekend. This new tool is simply called the Plow Locator. The goal is simple too.
You can check on where our plow trucks have been during a snowstorm, and also just help you make better decisions on your travels for that day.
GIS analyst Mariah Kelly and the rest of the Saginaw County Road Commission team have been working to make it as user-friendly as possible. Before you even look at the map or type in your address, you can learn how to use the Plow Locator.
Help introduce you to this tool, provide you with step-by-step guides, some little quick videos.
The color-coded map will show the last 36 hours of plowing data. It's important to note this is only for plowing, not salting, as the tracking system is on the belly blade.
If there isn't snow, of course there's nothing to push. So I can only tell you where our trucks have been if that belly blade is down and they're actually moving snow.
Not only will the Plow Locator help you decide if it's safe to travel, it'll help others who have important decisions to make.
Superintendents of school districts, emergency services, help them make better decisions on how to prepare their crews.
And by the way, the old version did not work well on mobile devices. The new version works just fine. Reporting live in Saginaw, Rebecca Trilch, ABC 12 News.
MDOT has a similar system that shows you where its trucks are operating. This is My Drive. Well, it doesn't look like anyone is out on the road. That's definitely going to change in the next 12 to 24 hours. Now, the state of Michigan uses a priority system to figure out which roads it plows and salts first. Main highways like I-75 and 69 are priority level 1. Completely clearing the pavement of ice and snow will be a continuous process during the storm, using overtime if necessary. State highways like M54 and M21 are priority level 2. The goal is to clear one lane of traffic in each direction during the storm, using overtime when they need to. Completely clearing the pavement will be done as soon as possible after the storm event without working overtime.
So you do have a few hours left before the rain switches to ice or snow. So heading to the grocery store after our show will ensure your pantry is properly stocked. Our Elise Raley continues our team coverage tonight. She is live at the Meyer in Mundy Township. And Elise, you were just telling me a lot of people are out and about getting ready for the storm.
Yeah, Matt, it's really kind of been up and down. There's been pretty much a steady stream of traffic really all day here at this Mundy Township Meyer as people come in to get those last-minute items. And so busy, we're not going to take you inside. But Meyer, they tell us that they were prepared for this days in advance, knowing that people were going to come in to stack their pantries. You may already have the standard milk, bread, and eggs, but you may want to grab some ice for that cooler. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There are plenty of other options in your pantry that will work. Crackers are a great snack or maybe even a meal when paired with canned tuna, canned soup, or even peanut butter. You can go for the whole grain crackers to make it a little healthier.
We're fresh, full, and ready to take care of our customers.
Along with canned soup, there's canned chili and canned fish and chicken. You may want to heat them up, but you can also eat these at room temperature. Your typical snacks that you may have run out of, granola, fruit cups, or canned fruit, are all good to stock up on. Don't forget, some produce doesn't require refrigeration, like apples and oranges, cucumbers, and peppers. And if you're like me, maybe you're stocking up on chocolate too, or maybe dark chocolate is a better option for you.
We want to make sure that we don't have to go out. I don't like going out in the bad weather at all. I kind of snuggle in and take it easy.
There we go.
You should have at least 1 gallon of water per person per day to last for 3 days. Other drinks of choice, instant coffee, bottled juice, and tea bags. Don't forget the candles and flashlights and batteries and matches. Toiletries are a necessity as well. But how about this? Taking some time indoors to spend time with family.
They're going to be picking up some beverages, maybe some snacks, so they can have game time at home with the family. Maybe they can Netflix binge watch, who knows, right? Lots of different options there for sure.
Lots of options for sure, and as Matt said, that you still have a lot of time before the weather really starts to come in to maybe come out and pick up some last-minute items. This Meijer is open 24 hours, and how about this for a last-minute tip? Remember these? Yeah, this is called a non-electric can opener. You'd be surprised how many people may stock up, get those canned goods, and then the power goes out and, well, your electric can opener, maybe that's not working. Make sure you have one of these handy too, so that you can open up that can of tuna, no problem. Live in Mundy Township, Elise Ramey, back to you.
Now your ABC 12 First Alert forecast.
And those of you who have a Swiss Army knife, yeah, there's a little can opener on those too. Thanks, Elise. Outside today, yeah, as you're getting ready for the big storm, temperature's quite mild, as a matter of fact. 30 is our normal high. We're up at about 50 degrees over parts of mid-Michigan during the course of the day, and just a trace amount of precip during the course of the day.
We've been talking about this winter storm, and as rightfully so, because it's a very serious thing. We need to take this very seriously.
Yeah, that's right, but it's very, very tricky. It all depends on temperature. In 1 degree of temperature makes a huge difference. So we have one more big computer model run from the National Weather Service that's going to come in this evening. That'll be able to finalize things for you tonight at 11.
All right, we look forward to that. Right. In the meantime, everything you need to know right on ABC12.com. We'll see you tonight for the Highlight Zone.